Hi everybody, once again Lorenzo and Alberto with you, Mobile Experience, and this time we're here to do the review of the brand new Huawei Ascend G7. So we really like this phone, we can anticipate you that, and now we're going to see why. A very good price, the quality price ratio is awesome in our opinion, because this device is very good and it doesn't cost a lot. So let's see the dimension. First of all, we've got 50.3 centimeters, 7.7 centimeter and 7.6 millimeters. So it's very thin, and the weight is 165 grams. We can anticipate you that it's a very solid phone, and you can actually feel it. So in our opinion, the touch and feel is great, and the build quality is awesome. Made in aluminium, really compact, really solid. You can feel that there are quality materials involved in the structure. So we really liked this first aspect of this Huawei G7. The specs: this display is 5.5 inches HD IPS 270 ppi, so good display, and you can't actually notice pixel. The CPU is the Snapdragon 410 quad-core 1.2 GHz with 64-bit. The GPU is the Adreno 306, 2 GB of RAM, 16 GB of RAM expandable with micro SD, as Lorenzo is showing you. These are the slot. And 13 megapixel camera with autofocus and flash LED. The front camera has actually 5 megapixels, so great for selfies. We can anticipate that very good. 5 megapixel is a lot for a front camera, as you can imagine. And 13 megapixel the back camera, very good too. And the battery is 3000 milliampere. Outrageous, as you're going to see later. We're going to talk about the UI. There is the Emotion UI 3.0, and the last version of it, very good in our opinion, very intuitive. We really like it. And the version of Android is actually the 4.4.4 KitKat, as Lorenzo is showing you right now. Yeah, here it is, as always. So that was all for this aspect. And for example, if you want to change the user interface type, you can, for example, change the transition effects. And there is not an official app drawer as in other Android phones, but you can actually reduce pages and, like we said before, change the transition effect. The phone is very fluid. So in our opinion, the user interface is very good. You're going to be satisfied by that. And of course you can change the launcher if you want to customize that, but in our opinion it's a matter of personal choice as always. But in our opinion is the user interface is very good. We really like Huawei user interface. You can lock the application, as Lorenzo is showing you, wiping down, so you're sure that you're not going to run the risk of closing it. Wiping up, you close the application. Stuff like that, very intuitive, very simple to use. And the phone is very fluid, as Lorenzo is showing you right now. No lags while switching the pages and while scrolling down the pages. So very good in all those aspects. The notification LED is actually up there, as Lorenzo is showing you. In our opinion, this phone has a very good reception. There is a good audio for the person that you're talking at. He's going to listen to you in a perfect way. And the Wi-Fi and GPS are very good. We use Google Maps as always, no problem at all. And this phone is very complete in this aspect because it's also NFC and LTE. So those are all great aspects. This phone is really complete. In all those aspects. Also the Wi-Fi is very solid, the reception is very good, maybe too optimistic sometime, but actually it's very good, don't worry about that. And also the audio for you is great, you can listen in a perfect way. So from this first aspect, this phone is really solid. It's very well built, the specs are good, and the UI is very intuitive, and all the stuff like reception, Wi-Fi, connectivity are awesome. So very good. Now we're going to move on, and we're going to talk about camera. 5 megapixel front, 13 back, like we said before, and the ability of recording video in full HD. Here is the sample photo. You can change best to the front camera, as Lorenzo is showing you right now. There are a lot of modes in this UI. You're not going to be disappointed by that if you like modes, if you're a fan about that. And that bottom is very similar to iPhone, but apart from that, the user interface is very simple by itself. And yeah, those are the main modes: HDR, panorama. You can change the size of the picture, stuff like that. You can take out the audio while taking a photo, and a lot of more complicated stuff that you're going to learn when you use it, but it's very good. So now we're going to take a look at the photos, and yeah, these are one of the best features involved in this Huawei G7, because you can actually put into focus what you want afterwards. So you can see that Lorenzo is pointing different things in this photo, and the photo put into focus what Lorenzo's wants. So this is very cool stuff. We've seen it in other devices, but in this device is optimized in a very good way. And this is a video recorded in full HD. So let's see how it is. As you can see, it's not so fast to put into focus. It's not incredibly fast like we've seen in other devices, but we can say that it's very stable. It's very precise. Yeah, as you have seen just here, is not so fast to put into focus, but it's precise, stable. In our opinion, the video are very good, like photos. So very good definition too, because full HD, but the screen is good, the definition is great. Now we're going to zoom a lot, and you see that it doesn't lose a lot of definition. Also in this photo is very, very good. Fantastic definition. Also, if we zoom a lot, these are our sample photo. The macro is great, like in every. But the macro are great like in almost every phone. But this macro is outrageous. Let's take a look at this photo. The colors are fantastic. The definition is great. This macro is really, really perfect. We were really stunned and fully satisfied by this macro. Also carrying it to the PC, the photo is actually great, and we were really stunned by this photo. Let's take a look at the quality of the macro. Outrageous, 100% quality in this macro. So we were really satisfied by the camera. 30 megapixel, but a good camera, well optimized. It works very good. The photos are at a very good level, very solid, very crispy. You're going to be satisfied if you want to take photos with this Huawei G7. Now we're going to reproduce a video test as always. Like always, it's going to be a full HD testing video to stress this display and see how it responds. And it's very fluid, as you can see. Here it is. The colors are very good. Definition is awesome. No lags at all. So a good result also in this aspect. The angle of view is good, is very good. Actually, the blacks turn a little bit to gray when you turn the screen, like Lorenzo is doing. So that's not 100% the best thing possible. When you turn the screen, you can actually see the black that turns a little bit to gray. But apart from that, the angle of view is awesome. So no problem about that. The colors are brilliant. And you can, of course, change colors if you prefer them more natural, but the colors are very good, in our opinion, vivid, not too much, but very, very brilliant, very catchy. And so we were satisfied by that. Let's take a look to the white. The white is very good, and the black is too. So the two basic colors are fantastic and pure. Both white and black, in our opinion, are very good in this phone. So now let's take a look to other colors. In these sample photos, like we said before, vivid but not too much. That we can say that. So in our opinion, the setting is very good like it is. You can of course change setting, but in our opinion, this is a fantastic mix between natural and vivid colors. Not too much. Maybe the display, like you're seeing here, the display reflects a little bit too much of light. So this is not a cool stuff. Maybe the display reflects light, and this can be annoying in some situation, but not a big deal. Don't worry about that. Very good display in our opinion. The thing that I just said doesn't ruin the mark that we give to display. We were satisfied also by this aspect. Now we're going to reproduce some music in order to see the quality of the speakers. The first thing that we notice is that the position of the speaker is placed on the back. So this is the problem. Like we always say, we personally don't like at all the choice to put the speakers on the back. If the phone is placed on a table, the audio comes down clearly, comes out 100% clear and powerful. So we personally don't like at all the choice of putting the speakers on the back. We really like them to be on the lower side, for example. And in our opinion, it's a good volume, by the way, but it may be a stereo speakers because of the division, center division. In our opinion, this is a stereo speaker, so very good quality, very good volume. Don't worry about that. But if the phone is placed on a table, for example, on your bed, something like that, the audio comes not out very clearly. So that could be a problem. Now we're going to reproduce Pompeii. Here it is. We come closer. So this was Pompeii, but overall, as you've just heard, the audio part, in our opinion, is good. That the problem with the position of the speakers, but apart from that, the audio part was good. No problem about that. Now we're going to see the Antutu benchmark, and so here it is. The score is 20,000. So this may not be the score that you imagine for the thing that we're saying for this phone. We're really satisfied by that. 20,000 is not a big score, but don't worry, because there is 2 GB of RAM and an awesome optimization. And this phone actually, in the usage that we did, is worth phones with 30,000, 35,000 points. So a gap of 10,000, 15,000 points, but you don't feel it because the performance of this phone is great. Apart from the result, 20,000. Don't worry about that. In this case, this Antutu benchmark is not reliable in our opinion. So we can assure you about that. We can guarantee this part. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the gaming part. As always, we're going to play with Reversing Free, a testing video game, and we're going to see how this Huawei Ascend G7 reacts. Here it is. Okay, so no details in the back mirrors, as you're seeing, but in our opinion, this phone would have been able to support them. So no problem about that. It's a choice, but not for the power of this phone. It would have been able to support them without any kind of problem, in our opinion. That's the phone. So that's the game. It runs in a very good way, in our opinion, as you're seeing right now. Few lags, but overall it's a good gaming experience, because no crash, never. We never had crashes, so don't worry about that. We're Racing Free, one of the most testing video games, runs very good. Just a few frame rate drops sometimes, but nothing that is going to seriously ruin your gaming experience, in our opinion. Don't worry about that. If you like to play games with your smartphone, this Huawei Ascend G7 is going to give you, in our opinion, what you need, what you want. Yeah, so we finished the race, and that was all for the gaming part. Now we're going to move on. As always, we're going to talk about browser. We notice actually that it's one of the few devices where Google Chrome runs, in our opinion, in a better way than the stock browser. So in our opinion, Google Chrome is the best browser for this phone. We can anticipate you that. And we can anticipate also that the browser is not an outstanding level. It's a good level overall. The problem is that it's not very reactive, and there are few white zones while you scroll down. Nothing that is going to seriously ruin or compromise your browser experience. So don't worry about that. But browser, in our opinion, may be the weak point of this phone, just because it's compared with the other aspects of this phone, which are very, very cool, very, very positive and solid. So maybe you can notice the difference in the browser, but overall, because the other aspects of this phone are very, very strong and very valid. So the browser, like Lorenzo is showing you, is not very reactive. This site is very, very testing. So if you want to surf on sites that are or normal sites, you're not going to have any kind of problem. In these testing sites, this Huawei Ascend G7 struggle a little bit. It's not very reactive, as you're seeing right now. Few white zones while you scroll down in an instant, and stuff like that. But nothing ruined, never crashed the browser experience. So nothing very, very important or serious. Overall, it guarantees you a good quality. We suggest you to use Chrome. This is, of course, this helps to reduce the problem that we said before. So, as you're seeing, this phone is very, very complete. All aspects that we analyzed till now are very, very solid. The browser maybe not the level of the others, but no weak points till now. And what's going to come right now? The battery. The battery is the strongest point of this phone. Is amazing. 3000 milliampere, a lot. The display is just in HD and not full HD. That helps a lot. Of course, the battery to last longer, and the phone doesn't warm a lot. So this aspect also helps help the phone to have a long lived life. So we can say that with these intensive use, maybe even more extreme though, always, because we wanted to test this battery, which seemed to be amazing in the first day. So we had this intensive use, maybe even more extreme, with a lot of active display, a lot of mails, a lot of phones, the internet connected, not with the Wi-Fi, but with the other connections, changing the connection always, and a lot of mails, a lot of SMS, 2-3 hours of calls, the active display, maybe even 6 or 7 hours, and extreme use. At midnight, we had 22% of the battery left. So this is an amazing score. It doesn't guarantee to arrive at dinner, after dinner, which is a great result that we see in a lot of devices. And we tell you, if a phone arrives with an intensive use till after dinner, it's a fantastic battery. Here we're talking about something even more fantastic, because with this extreme use at midnight, so not after dinner but at midnight, you are going to have, in our case, we had 22% left. So it was really an incredible battery, unbelievable, and maybe at the level of Note 4, but maybe even better. So we are talking about maybe the best battery right now because of the optimization and the power. 3000 milliampere is a lot. So if you're very interested in battery, this may be the best device in the market for these aspects. So we were 100% satisfied with that. Really an unbelievable result. Now we're going to talk about the weak point of this phone. Like we said before, maybe the dimensions, because it's 5.5 inches. So what can we say about that? Now smartphones are 5 inches, maybe 5.2, 5.3. So it's not a lot more. So don't worry about that, because 5.5 inches, but the bezels are really thin, the edge is thin. So of course it's a little bit big. It tend to be a little bit more as a phablet than a smartphone. But luckily the edge, the bezels helps, and you can hold it in your hand without any kind of problem. It may be a little bit bigger than what you want, but no problem about that. The browser, like we said before, but nothing. Those are the weak points. It's incredible. Those are the weak points. The browser is not at a great level, the dimension, but it's a choice of a matter of personal choice. Apart from that, no weak points. We can assure you about that. We were really 100% satisfied by this. There are few times where we talk about phones that are few weak points, like these two ones, which are not real weak points, because it was really incredible. We were stunned by that. The price, €299 in Italy if you want to buy it in a shop, 260 euro online. So the price is awesome. In our opinion, for this price, this is much better for a lot of aspects than Note 3 Neo, for example. And so in our opinion, for this price, the quality price ratio is amazing, because the build quality is awesome. The display is at a very, very good level. The camera is fantastic. 30 megapixel, 5 megapixel. You've seen the photo. That macro was outstanding. So the audio part is very good, apart from the position of the speaker, but the audio part is good. Touch and feel is great. The battery is good too. So this is a very, very complete phone, an impressive phone. We really suggested this phone because it doesn't cost a lot, but it has all the quality that you need, very few weak points, and we really suggest you to go for this phone. If you have any kind of question, feel free to drop those in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. Please support our channel, subscribing and putting a like, and thank you very much. See you next time, guys.